This huge heist was conceived because of a blabbermouth, and it fell apart because of a blabbermouth too. And in between? Well, in between was another colossal mistake. It's the stuff of movies. The mob reporter here with details of an armed robbery that could have been a legendary score. More than $1 million in cash, right there for the taking, if only they didn't make two simple mistakes. Let me tell you about it. It may well have been the perfect target. A company that stocks automated bank machines with money, which means it has a ton of cash on hand. It sat anonymous and low-key, a soft target just outside Toronto's International Airport in Canada's largest city. Now someone must have blabbed about the business in the place, because the heist starts off pretty solid. Let's break it down. Shortly after 9 a.m., two masked men jumped a female employee on her way into work and pushed her at gunpoint to the front door. Now, Buddy with the gun is followed by Buddy with a large bag. It seems they came prepared. They look like pros. But let's see how it goes. Once inside, the two men grab the manager. During this, though, the woman is left unattended for a moment, and Buddy with the bag suddenly realizes this. He drops his bag and runs after her. In the confusion and probably soaked in adrenaline, he doesn't seem to realize where he left it. So now Buddy with the gun hustles the manager into the cash room. Look at this place. It's lined on three sides with large heavy-duty vaults. But frankly, what's the point of having a safe if you don't keep it locked? We can see that Buddy with the gun has an extended mag in his pistol, which is prohibited in Canada, and Buddy who brought the bag seems to realize at this point that he no longer has the bag and looks for an alternative. He grabs the bag off the shelf and starts stuffing cash into it, but it is small. So small. They aren't getting rich off of that bag, and he knows it. He leaves for a moment. We don't see what he does, but he's probably looking for his bag, but returns empty-handed. Buddy with the gun must be thinking, dude, you had one job. Then Bagman sees the lined garbage can. The garbage can bag is big. I can almost feel his relief through the lens. He empties it of garbage and starts filling it with wads and wads of cash. Buddy with the gun helps. He's noticed more cash in an open safe. There's so much cash here. Even sealed bags of cash. They're moving fast now. Within 5 minutes, they're out. But do they still look like pros? Like they did going in? He's dragging his makeshift loot bag here. It's heavy. And just thin plastic. Oh no, oh dear. This scene gave the Toronto Police Hold-Up Squad the code name for their investigation. Project Heavy Bag, they called it. But the hijinks aren't yet over for our robbers. Now this cash heist was on April 1st, 2021. April Fool's Day, by the way. Police say they stole more than $1 million. But it isn't clear whether that's what they got out the front door of the place, or what they actually made off with. They fled in a getaway car with a second car as a spotter. In any event, it seems someone wasn't discreet about the score, and other crooks heard of their sudden wealth. The tables turned. On May 17, there was an attempted home invasion 7 miles north of the cash business. The target of the home invasion, police allege, was this man, Emmanuel Rawson, 22, of Toronto. Police allege he was one of the men who pulled the cash house heist, although cops didn't know it when they were called to the home invasion. Armed suspects trying to get into Rawson's place fled before police arrived. But when officers checked on the well-being of anyone inside, they found wads of cash, about $160,000 of it. Investigators traced it to the money stolen 6 weeks before in the cash heist. The hold-up squad's probe then linked 4 suspects to the robbery. In September, a man and a woman were arrested. A loaded Glock handgun was seized from their car, and a 23-year-old man is accused of being one of the men in on the heist. That same day, and the next, a SWAT team executed 4 search warrants at homes and cars. They found 7 more handguns, 6 Glocks and a Luger, along with high-capacity drum-style magazines, a bunch of ammo, body armor, and 330 grams of cocaine. 3 women and 2 men were arrested. Among those arrested was a former all-star college basketball player.
Number 23, Necruma.
A decade ago, Philip Necruma was the reigning Canadian University Defensive Player of the Year, while he was playing with the Cape Breton University Capers. He was a powerful, dynamic forward. His all-time rebound record at Cape Breton still stands unbroken today. He also played internationally on Canada's national basketball development team. Here he is featured in the advertising hype for a college basketball championship.
But just when you thought you were defeated, you discover sometimes the journey ends right where it started. The journey ends here.
Although he played for 5 seasons at a college on Canada's East Coast, the 6'4" forward is a native of Brampton, Ontario, west of Toronto. He said he planned for a pro ball career, but it didn't work out that way. He's now 36 years old, apparently goes by the nickname Bonus, and has had repeated trouble with police. In 2016, he was caught selling a .357 Magnum to an undercover cop. He was then arrested with 10 others in a large cross-border gun-running probe, investigated by American and Canadian authorities. The guns were being smuggled from Michigan across the border into Ontario. At his sentencing in Windsor, Ontario, just across the border from Detroit, he told the judge this was his first and last time he'd have to face sentencing. He was sentenced to 39 months in prison. This spring, he was one of 10 people arrested north of Toronto in a large break-and-enter investigation. During Project Rise, police recovered a huge stash of stolen goods, as well as cash in 3 different national currencies. He is also facing drug charges from last year in Thunder Bay, 900 miles northwest of Toronto. He was charged with an array of gun charges, a trafficking cocaine charge, and possession of proceeds of crime. He was released on bail to live with his family back in Brampton. Necruma isn't accused of being one of the guys inside the cash house during the heist. Emmanuel Ralston is, though. But he wasn't found when police came knocking. He is considered a fugitive at the time I'm making this, wanted for charges of robbery with a firearm, disguised with intent, possession of property obtained by crime. Police said he is considered armed and dangerous, and encouraged him to get a lawyer and turn himself in. They didn't say whether he is suspected of being buddy with the gun, or buddy without the bag. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Do it. Do it now. Thank you.